Hello friends, welcome back to the second tutorial of the series. And in this video you will see how to install dashboard nodes in Node-RED, and by this nodes we can create buttons, switches, sliders and many more, and that's all without any coding. And further we will see how to use them in our application. And in the first video I forgot to mention one important thing. When you run the Node-RED, it shows some important information in the terminal. Right now my Node-RED server is running, so when I go to the top, here you can see it shows some important informations like once Node-RED has started, point browser at this address, means this is the IP address of your Raspberry Pi, and colon 1880, and use this command to stop the Node-RED, this command to start Node-RED, this command to view the recent log output, and this command to auto start Node-RED at every boot, and this for disable auto start on boot. And to find the more nodes and example flows, go to this address. And you may also need to install and upgrade npm, and this is very important to install the extra nodes. And in this video I will show you how to install the extra node. So first we have to install npm, so open up the new terminal. Right now my Node-RED server is running, so first I will stop it. So enter the command Node-RED stop and hit enter. So it will stop the Node-RED, and now I will install the npm. So to install the npm is this command. So copy it and paste. So npm is installed, and next step is to upgrade npm. To upgrade npm is this command. So npm is upgraded, and now we can install extra nodes. And to install extra nodes, make sure that you are in the user directory, and go to that user directory, enter the command cd space title sign slash dot Node-RED and hit enter. So now we are in Node-RED directory, and now we want to install dashboard. So to install the Node-RED, we have to enter the command npm install Node-RED dashboard and hit enter. So our dashboard nodes are installed, and now start the Node-RED again. So now open the web browser in your computer and go to the address your IP address and colon 1818, enter. So now our node is running, and when you see in the left side, there are node nodes are added. So here we have our dashboard nodes, and let's use them and see how they look in the UI mode. So take one button node, switch, and slider, and to configure it, double click on it, and first we have to add one group to the UI. So click on this pen icon and give the name whatever you want, for example room, and next we have to add tab to the UI. So add new UI tab and click on the pen icon and give the name of the tab. You can leave it default, so add, then add, and here you can change the label of the button and all the other functions, but at the moment we will leave it default. So done, and same for the switch node. We'll select the group room, home, and done, and same for the slider, room, home, and done, and then deploy the flow. So successfully deployed. And to see this flow in UI mode, go to the address IP address of your Raspberry Pi, colon 8018/UI, and hit enter. So here you can see the UI of our created flow. So under the home tab, in the room group, you can see we have added one button, switch, and slider, and you can play with it. Very nice. And also you can add some extra group to the UI, and to add extra group, randomly select some nodes and button, and to create new group, click on this, and from here you can add one new group. So click on that and give it the name, for example room 2, and under the home tab, and add, and done. And same for this switch, we will select room 2 group, and done, and same for the slider and this button, room 2, done. And we will add one more group, and for this group we will select one switch, one slider, and one gauge. And to configure it, double click on it, and we will add one more group to the UI. So click on it and give it the name, for example room 3, under the home tab, and add, and done. And same for the slider and gauge, and done. Then deploy, successfully deployed. And when you go to the UI mode, you can see there are 3 different groups under the home tab: room 2, and room 3. So this is how you can create nice UIs using dashboard, and how to create different groups to using the dashboard nodes. So let's play with this slider and gauge. So double click on it, slider, and give the value range 0 to 100 and done. And for the cache, range 0 to 100 and done. And connect this slider to this cache node and deploy, and then go to the UI mode. When you change the slider value, it also change the cache value, because we have connected this slider to the cache node. Very interesting. So this is how you can use the dashboard node. We want to control the LED using this dashboard node, so I will show you how to use this nodes to control the LED. So first let's create this flow, and we will select one switch node and one slider node, and we will take two GPIO out nodes, and to configure it, double click on it, and in the GPIO drop down menu select the pin where you want to connect your LED, for example this, and type is digital output, and done. And for this video I will connect two LEDs to the Raspberry Pi. So we configure one pin as a digital output, and we'll configure second pin to see the PWM output. So, and GPIO pin is, I will select GPIO 24, and here for this PWM output, input must be between 0 to 100, and done. So now let's configure this switch node. Let's give the name LED on off, and in the payload we'll select number and give value 1, and for this is value 0, and click on done. And for this slider node, the range of this slider is from 0 to, let's change it to 100, and give the label, for example brightness, sorry, and hit done. So we will connect this switch node to this node, and this slider node to this node. So now our flow is done, and let's deploy it and see this flow in the UI mode. So here you can see in the home tab in the group room there is one switch and one slider, and when you use this switch, it turns on and off the LED connected to GPIO pin 23, and when you use this slider, it changes the brightness of the LED connected on the GPIO pin 24, and we will see this in action. So I have interfaced two LED to the two GPIO pins, one LED to the GPIO 23 and one to the GPIO 24, and So now let's see. uh, when I use this switch, it should turn on the LED. So when I click on this switch, it turns on the LED, and this is how you can use the switch node to control the LED. And the second node, which is slider, and when you use this slider, you can see the red LED, the brightness of the LED is changing when I changing the value of this slider. So yeah, this is how you can use the dashboard node to control the LEDs, and you can create nice UI without any coding. So that's it for this video, and I will see you in the next video.